It's 168, y'all.
The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Need a show about outdoor living? This is where it's at with your hosts, Shane Chapman and Way Laurent. Thank you for tuning in. Now let the show begin. Yeah. The Ultimate Deck Podcast. Let's go.
Bryce, I feel like you're really killing my vibe in here. These lights are so bright.
Yeah.
Like, set the mood. Where's our mood lighting?
It's behind us.
Put all this effort into this thing, then you light it up like a ballpark in here.
It doesn't
can't concentrate.
actually look like this on YouTube.
What do you mean?
Well, like, this is just for, it's the studio. The camera does not look like this. I need this light so we can make it look better on YouTube. It's TV magic.
I see.
I'm trying to put 50 pounds on you.
You're saying, yeah, well, I'm halfway there for you.
No help needed.
Do you think that sympathy weight is a real thing? Have you heard of this concept?
I don't know if it is. I've heard about it. It didn't happen when my child was born. I lost weight.
You son of a bitch.
I lost weight and ate, I pinned everything on my wife. It was like I'd go to the grocery store at 11:30, right before it was about to close, and I'd buy 3 cakes for myself. It's like I couldn't gain weight. It was amazing.
That's unbelievable.
I should have had more kids.
I absolutely gained sympathy weight. Yeah. And I don't know that it's sympathy. My theory is my wife is a very healthy lifestyle person, eats very healthy, works out a lot.
Yeah.
And so when things are normal, things are healthy in our household.
Oh.
But when she's pregnant, then she slips up. Then she starts with the cravings and she starts eating shit that she normally wouldn't.
Yep.
And I'm all about that life.
I'm ready to eat it. Yeah, exactly.
When she's like, I'm having a craving for a cheap, she doesn't even have to finish the word cheeseburger.
You're
and it's
cheap. Yeah,
there's
cheeseburger.
There's McDonald's and A&W in her face.
What's your favorite cheap cheeseburger?
Favorite cheap cheeseburger?
Yeah.
I don't often get just plain cheeseburgers, but McDonald's does it for me.
McDonald's?
Sure.
Yeah. I used to really like Wendy's.
I don't know that I've ever had I've hardly ever eaten at Wendy's, maybe 3 times in my life.
Wendy's is a good cheeseburger.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake Shack is my favorite cheeseburger.
Shake Shack?
It's in the States. Best. If anybody knows Shake Shack, please tell me if you think it's a good cheeseburger chain or not. It's the best cheeseburger you can get from a chain.
So just a cheeseburger?
They're all good.
It's just a good fast food restaurant?
It's the best burger you can get.
What's your most disappointing fast food experience from a U.S. chain that we don't have here, or at least not in Saskatchewan, that you've gone and it was all hyped up and then you tried it and you're like, not great?
Well, we just got one, but Papa John's.
Oh, I've never been to Papa John's.
Ugh. Worst pizza ever.
Yeah, I mean, we have pretty high pizza standards here in Regina.
We sure do.
And so you don't just bring no shit in here and think it's going to fly in this city. Tell you that much.
Papa John's. What about you?
White Castle.
White Castle. I was going to say cheeseburgers.
So I've only had White Castle once, and it was in Las Vegas, and it was with Wade and Kevin from NFDI.
Yeah.
Was Kevin there? Oh, no. Maybe we lost Kevin by that point. So maybe it was a Stan from Level Home Improvements. Regardless, we walked into a White Castle on the strip at I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 in the morning, and thought it would be a good idea to buy one of their boxes of burgers. It was 30 burgers in a kit.
Yep. And
you get a free take-home suitcase. Comes with it. And I was so pumped. We were all so hungry.
Burgers.
There was 3 of us. It was 30 burgers, and they're mini ones, right? They're little
they're smaller than a regular burger.
Yeah, they're, what do you call that? Sliders.
Yeah.
And so I was all pumped about it, but then what it ended up being was just it was just burger bun and fried onion or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there was even ketchup and mustard on it. There was no condiments other than this onion mush.
That's what A&W did here for a while too. It's a baby burger.
Why do they do this?
I think that's a pretty standard thing, burger condiment.
So I was fairly unimpressed.
Right.
And maybe if I would have taken the time to add my condiments to it, I could have improved the burger. Mm-hmm. But it was late and we left, and I wasn't also gonna bring 30 packets of ketchup and mustard.
Right.
Really.
You might have added a little horseradish.
Nope. I did. No, I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, okay, fine.
But anyways, very unimpressed. We didn't get through the 30 ourselves, but we were all staying in the same Airbnb. We shared a not a room, but shared a Airbnb.
Oh, okay, yeah. Was the Airbnb worth it in Vegas? Like, I feel like part of it is staying at a casino.
See,
on the Strip.
I feel like that too. But Wade was on a big Airbnb kick, and he's like, "Oh, I can get a room for $70, and it's just off the Strip." Turns out it wasn't just off the Strip, and it was in the freaking hood. So no, I was like, dude, I would rather stay at Circus than what you're suggesting, because it's right across the street from the convention center, and like, we should just do that instead. But anyways, I took his advice
and lost. Big time.
Was like, the place itself was okay, but it was not walking distance like it claimed, and it was in a hood, to the point that the Uber driver that drove us is like, "You boys are staying where?
You sure you want me to drop you off there?
You don't want to stay there. You shouldn't be staying there." Okay, well. So anyways, then there was leftover White Castle burgers the next morning in the fridge, and of course, night out late, wake up, first thing you're gonna do is go smash a burger, and then you're just reminded that it just tastes like onion paste. It's like, but not in a good way.
Not in a good way. That's too bad.
So I was fairly disappointed.
Yeah.
I've never been to an In-N-Out. I hear that In-N-Out is really good.
That's a West Coast burger thing, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's like California.
Is there any in Canada?
I don't think so. Don't think so.
That's too bad. We'll have to bring one here.
Carl's Jr., when it came up here, not as good as in the States.
Carl's Jr.'s whatever to me.
It's like expensive.
I'd much rather go to Fuddruckers or even Five Guys.
Okay, yeah.
Taco Bell or Taco Time?
Neither, but if I had to choose one.
What do you mean neither?
Well, I mean, I grew up in Regina, so Taco Time was all we had. And I don't know.
When did you had Taco Bell back when you grew up?
What? When? You know, I'm like 10 years younger than you.
Fine. I didn't do the math on that. When I moved to the city in 1999, there was still a Taco Bell here for a couple of years.
Okay.
So the last one, it probably closed up around 2002, but Saskatoon still has a Taco Bell.
Yeah, I didn't start high school till like 2001, so I couldn't drive anywhere.
Right. Sure. Okay. But so what are you saying? You've never eaten at a Taco Bell?
I have never eaten at a Taco Bell.
You haven't?
No.
Really?
No. I know there's like 5 in Saskatoon.
Taco Time. There's 5 in Saskatoon. Taco Time is way better.
Oh, really? Taco Bell has like taken over Saskatoon.
Yeah, that's too bad for them. How are they doing for Taco Times up there?
Not very many, I don't think.
That's too bad. Regina has lots of Taco
What do you like
Times.
about Taco Time?
Oh, Taco Time is so good, man. Like the super beef burritos are unbelievable. The hard shell tacos, I even will get those sometimes. I'm sick. I'm all about it. And then the Mexi fries, of course, and their hot sauce.
Tater tots?
Yes.
They're tater tots.
Yep.
They're not Mexi fries.
They're tater tots.
What a bullshit.
Cooked in Taco Times oil, which then turns them into a Mexi fry. And
okay.
Damn, they're good.
Okay.
And they're dipping, like their hot sauce.
Their hot
money.
sauce is great.
It's not just hot, it just tastes really good.
You can buy it now.
I know, but it molds really fast. I did that one time.
Oh, did you?
I bought like a sour cream sized container of it.
All this hot sauce.
This is like 20 years ago when I was like in university, but within 2 days it was all moldy and shitty. Mm-hmm. So and that's how you can tell it's good.
That's right. It's fresh.
It molds fast. Even the bacteria loves
product.
it. So, but anyways, I hadn't eaten in Taco Bell in like a long time, and I was up in Saskatoon like maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago, and I was like, there's one right by our store up there. And I was heading out of town. I was like, I'm going to stop and get Taco Time. And I'm going to they have like a box. It's like a freaking sampler box. And you get like all sorts of crap. And I was like, well, I'm going to get that because I want to try a bit of everything. It was a stupid amount of food, but I got like their little, whatever they call it, their crunch, like pinwheel thing or whatever.
That's Taco
and then,
Bell,
like,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, I don't know.
Crunch wraps, things. Cream.
It was just, It was all just cheese sauce.
It's just hype, man.
Like a tiny little bit of meat-ish type substance in there and cheese sauce and wrap. Like Taco Time crushes it.
For Tex-Mex. That's what Regina needs.
TC
Actual
Dex.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, right. TC Dex says In-N-Out is overrated, but don't tell that to a Californian.
See?
So you're right.
West Coast.
West Coast. Who? So episode 168 today, we're going to talk about some trends.
Trends.
Precision Construction says the double Western from Carl's Jr. is the bomb. What's that? What's a double Western? Have you had it?
No, I've never had it.
You know what I like from Fuddruckers is I don't know what they call it. They call it the hangover burger or something, I think. It's got like
Anything with a fried egg on
fried egg and then you add guacamole to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
do you like your American burger cooked? So like
Yeah,
Fuddruckers, you don't get, because in Canada you do not get
You don't get an option.
No choice.
Yeah.
Me, medium rare, all the way.
Really, hey?
All the time.
Isn't it mushy?
No. He's good beef, man.
Like I know I've ordered one down there and gotten it just like medium whatever, so maybe like slightly pink. That doesn't bother me. But I would never want it to be like does anybody order one like blue?
No, I don't think they let you order.
You have to get what, at
blue.
least medium rare?
Yeah.
Do they give you rare?
No.
Even rare would be like
I don't think they give
that's
you
pretty
medium
mushy.
rare. But that's really, it's just what do they call that? Carpaccio? No, tartare.
Oh yeah.
You can get like hamburger tartare in some places.
Mmm.
A little hot sauce.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So Trex does this thing where they write an article and then they put it out in the newswire and then media
No one
picks
reads
it.
it.
Oh, no, we're gonna read it.
we're gonna read it.
Media picks it up and they talk about it and hey, we're media.
Welcome to the Deck News.
So they've released their outdoor living trends for 2022 and like, I don't know, seems pretty, it makes a lot of sense to be on this podcast,
Yeah, that would make sense.
in my opinion. So,
Where are we gonna start?
well, at number one,
Oh.
I figured we would start at number
Yeah,
one.
Okay, yeah.
But to give you some context of where they get this from, Trex captures input from consumers, contractors, retailers, and industry insiders to compile its annual outdoor living forecast.
So how do they decide the trends? Do you think they're like knock on your door and they're like, "Hey man, what do you think the trends are going to be next year?
You like stuff?
You like stuff? What do you got in your backyard?"
Well, like let's not forget that this is an advertorial.
So
The trends are the things that Trex makes that they want to sell.
I gotcha. Trex decking trend for
Yeah,
2022.
Trendy Trex decking. Anyway, number one that they say on here is outdoor dens.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah, right?
ooh.
So, to paraphrase, gone are the days of your deck being used once or twice a year for a barbecue, family barbecue.
Yep.
It's not that anymore. You're using them in your daily life now.
Whoa.
Your backyard is becoming more and more part of your daily life, somewhat thanks to COVID. But this outdoor trend,
Somewhat thanks to COVID.
that's true.
Yeah.
This trend was well on its way before COVID happened, but COVID just like
Accelerated it.
put a bold on it,
Yeah.
bolded that stuff there. So now what they're saying is that as a result of that, decks are taking on like new shapes and styles. So people are trying to maybe emulate some of their interior fixturing or styles,
Get the
such
feel.
as sunken living rooms they
Oh,
suggest
yeah.
in here, upholstered furnishings potentially. So some pretty creative stuff. The sunken living room idea is one that I love. I've been designing decks with sunken living rooms for a while now. Like when I was still building, I liked that concept of a
Yeah.
sunken living room. I don't know why, but it just works outdoors.
It's better than indoors.
It's better than indoors,
Like the sunken living room indoors is like, you feel like you're wasting space, but outside you got a little.
right?
It's better.
It just cozies things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can step down into this cozy little area where your little fire pit is,
Way
or whatever
better.
you're gonna do. Or if you have a view, you like kind of like sink down into it and make it feel like you're just a little bit closer to nature.
Right on it.
I like it. I dig it quite a bit.
It's an air pool.
So, quote in here is the concept of the den originally gained popularity for its ability to bring everyone in the home together in a relaxed, comfortable setting, notes Atkins. Bringing this concept outdoors and allowing homeowners to enjoy the same comfort and connection is the very definition and goal of outdoor living.
So, in your outdoor den, do you think like bringing the things that you usually do outside, like lots of families watch TV? Do you think TV is becoming more of an outdoor thing too?
Yeah, they mentioned that in here, that a lot of this includes like fully appointed kitchens, they call it. It's like actual legit kitchens to small bars to big screen TVs, surround sound and more. Yeah, like when I designed my backyard, I wanted, and I've not done this once yet,
Oh, okay.
but I had the grand plan that I would have the ability to watch movies outside with the kids.
yeah.
So I like the structure I built with this little pergola swing thing on my deck was also designed with the intent of putting a projector screen
Right.
across it, and I have the screen and I have the projector.
Right. But
I
you live
bought
in
them last year.
Saskatchewan.
Right.
And the sun doesn't go down until
So
11 o'clock at
here's
night.
my short-sightedness. Here's my short-sightedness. Is that you're exactly right. By the time the sun gets down enough that you can watch anything outside,
You're like, get to
my
bed,
kids are long in bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I've got to like go set up the projector at 11 o'clock at night to watch Sports Center by myself outside. So I missed the mark a little bit on that one. I should have bought a TV, I guess, not a projector, or a super expensive projector.
I got a better projector, bro.
Millions of lumens.
All those you need those lumens to see.
Got to get that lumen.
Get it on.
So, but yes, I think a lot of people are. And if you're doing that, you could intend to create like some structure around it to create shade. Like,
right, yeah.
You could put a cover over top of the area that you're going to project onto and darken it a bit to help with projection. Or just do the TV.
Yeah, just get a TV.
Smarter.
Yeah, get a TV.
Don't be dumb like me.
Yeah. TVs are cheap now too.
Yeah. You could.
I got a flyer from Costco the other day. It had a 75-inch TV for $1,500.
And that's Canadian.
Yeah. Canadian.
Yeah. They're cheap now, man.
They're so cheap.
What was I going to say, Bryce? I wanted to say
you off.
something there. I know you did. I was in the middle of saying something. You buggered me a lot.
I mean, you talk a lot, so I'm not really.
I do.
Not really worried about cutting you off anymore.
That's fine. That's fair. I have nothing to say. Activity zones is number 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ball pits, they're saying.
Ball pits on your deck?
Well, maybe they're not saying that. I said that, though. Like, how wicked would that be? In that sunken living room.
Yeah.
Fill that sucker up with ball pits.
Foam.
As our homes have become offices, classrooms, fitness facilities, you name it, the space has become a precious commodity. Not the space, just space has become a precious commodity.
Right.
So it's no surprise that nearly 60% of designers expect rooms that serve multiple functions, both indoors and out, to grow in popularity in 2022 and beyond. To optimize the usability of an outdoor space, look at dividing the space into multiple activity zones, spaces dedicated to various activities from relaxing and dining to areas for work, play, and sanctuary.
So what I like about this a lot is that I think the more useful the outside deck becomes, the more ROI you get for building these things too. Because the more accepted that we are with using our outside spaces, because before decks were like, if you had a deck, you didn't have a deck, it didn't really increase the value of your house.
Right.
And now you're going to walk out the back door and you're going to see multi-use activity levels. Right. With a ball pit and a half pipe.
You know what I think they should do? People with fancy backyards should sell subscription services to use their backyard.
Air backyard.
Yeah, just the backyard. When you're not planning on being out there, I would like to use your backyard.
Yeah. I just want to use the TV for a bit.
For a small, manageable fee.
You got Discovery Plus?
Right? I was at a hotel. I was 26 years old. Nope. I was 8 years old. So 12 or 13 years ago, when we went to Disneyland in California, and we stayed at this little hotel. I don't know if anybody's ever been there before, called Candy Cane Inn. It's right across the street from like the entrance to Disney. So the location is pretty prime time.
Pretty cool.
But it's just a small little like motel, really. You had your own outside entrance, whatever, and the little pool and stuff was out there. And the problem with going down there is we must have went in about November. It must have been, because I remember that I believe the Rough Riders are in a playoff game, and we were down there for it. And at that time, I was like I still really like the CFL and watch football games all the time. But back then, I was like die hard, nuts about it.
Yeah.
To the point that it was like, well, no, I don't. Like, I'd like to watch the game. I don't know that I want to go to Disney for 3 hours. And so I had was it a laptop? It must have been a laptop out poolside. And they had like a little pergola thing over the pool, and I was in the pool hanging out with the laptop poolside watching the game, and I was like, this is the shit.
That's where it should be.
This is amazing right now.
Yep.
Like I was bucking trends, man. I was like, I was watching
ahead of the curve.
Live sports poolside, in my pool, way before Trex wrote this article.
Did they contact you?
No.
No.
Well, they might now, though. I got a great story to tell.
That's right.
The story's over. But but my point is, like, laying in the couch or laying outside under the stars or in your pool or hot tub and watching TV, like, it doesn't compare. It's so cool to be outside and consuming your media and you're watching your sports and watching your movies and whatever else.
Netflixing, Disney
Right?
Plusing.
Might as well. So they also mention here that pergolas are pretty ideal for kind of framing and defining a space and allowing it to feel a little bit more cozy outside and kind of giving a visual disruption of space. It's like instead of just having one giant space, it's like the pergola is where the dining area is. It just makes it feel more defined there. Like, so that's a nice thing to do. They mentioned using lattice and other privacy options for doing, or same kind of thing, defining a space, giving you some privacy, which that'll come up here in the next point here. But and also adding like lighting, which is something we always talk about. Lightings, ceilings, fans. Talked about Trex Rain Escape or some sort of dry space option. There's lots of products out there from Trex Rain Escape to TimberTech Dry Space to Zip Up to Under Deck Oasis. All these things that give you dry space under your deck,
Right,
which
underneath it.
doubles your usable footage.
Yeah.
One of the coolest decks I ever built was not too far from my house, actually. And it was a walkout. It had a sweet upper tier, but we did dry it in with Trex Rain Escape, and below softened the ceiling in. There was lots of wood, like wood soffit and cedar privacy walls and all this stuff. And they did like a paver patio underneath. It was cooler than the up top. Like,
You'd rather be underneath.
oh man, I went over there one day after I was done the job. I can't remember why I went there. If it was to like collect the check or they said they had a gift for me or something like that. Or maybe I was going by to take pictures actually. I went back and I was like, now that it's all set up, you guys have your furniture back in. I want to come over and take some pictures. He's like, yep, sounds good. We're home. I popped over there and it was dark enough. Like it was night. I wanted to get pictures with the lights because there's a ton of inlight in it. And they were outside using their fire table underneath the deck, sitting around. And then I had built this privacy wall that had these like inset shelves, like shadow box, but they were lit and they were lit on the bottom too. So when you sat your alcohol bottles on them, it would glow the bottle.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they had like their Bombay bottles out there and all the stuff, whatever, sitting on it, and they were all lit up. And it was just like, holy shit, this is the coolest space. And this is under the deck.
Right.
This is the coolest space
Who even needs
I've
to
ever
use
been a
the
part
top?
of. Yeah, it was unreal. I didn't want to leave. I was like, you guys, this is awesome.
That's cool.
So freaking cool. So yeah, dry space. If you have a walkout, absolutely dry that in so you can use that space underneath. It's incredible. Number 3 is the privacy aspect,
Yeah.
especially since the typical city lot becomes smaller and smaller and tighter to your neighbors.
And the decks seem to get higher.
And the decks are, at least here, it's very commonplace for that deck to be 4 feet up.
Yep.
So, and you have a 6-foot fence.
Yeah, and you're just looking right over at your neighbors.
So the fence line's literally at your knees.
Yeah.
And you're looking straight over.
Yeah, you can't do that. What's that guy from Home Improvement? Next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
You can't
Wilson.
do that anymore. Yeah, you can't do
Anyhow,
Wilson.
Can't do Wilson anymore.
No.
And then up here, you're 4 feet from the edge of your house to your property line, as is your neighbor. So if you both have a deck that goes to the edge of the house, you're standing 8 feet, which we discussed last episode how far 8 feet is from here.
It's
Like you're just
it's not as far as you think it is.
it's just a comfortable speaking distance. There's no
That's right.
There's no separation.
Exactly.
So the idea of putting up privacy walls has a lot of merit and is becoming very, very popular.
Yeah.
And there's a variety of products out there that allow you to, and it sounds like Trex is putting out their Trex privacy walls as well. But there's also glass privacy walls and like slat walls through, like we carry a product called Hoft that allows you to do like 1-inch decking in a privacy wall, and it's super easy to put together. You could just use your scrap decking potentially that you have left over to create some sort of, like you can customize it to wherever you want, but just giving you that privacy so you have someone to hang out without being like, you don't have to hate your neighbor.
No.
Everybody wants their own little piece of space at some point, right?
Yep.
But it's tough to like use your deck when there's just so much activity going on around you. You're trying to relax. You want a little bit of privacy.
Yeah.
Also helps with wind block, especially here.
Yep.
So
You're probably going to have to do the rest of this episode by yourself.
are you leaving?
I have to leave.
Oh my God.
I hard have to leave. I'm sorry.
Fine. Well, that's okay. I got my 5 friends on the Instagram here.
Oh yeah, see, they're all watching. You run all this by yourself?
I don't know. I don't know, Bryce.
All you have to do is reach over and hit the. Oh, hang on. I'll switch it.
Yeah, I got this. I did that for 160 episodes.
Okay, but the red button's now the end button.
Got it.
End.
Got it.
Okay.
Gonna crush it.
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy wherever you're going, whatever you're doing.
Pick up my daughter from school.
Enjoy picking up your daughter from school. It's an exciting time. So on to number 4. If I could keep my paper straight here. 4 is eco-friendly and easy to maintain. So this is something that's obviously not a trend that started in 2022. One of the main reasons that people have wanted composite and composite decking for years has been because it's eco-friendly and easy to maintain. So the fact that it doesn't require any oiling or maintenance or painting or any of that stuff, just a simple spray off and wash off is still something that people really desire in their backyard. That's supposed to be somewhere that you are going to enjoy and relax, not somewhere that you have to worry about doing work and having that on the back of your mind all the time. So obviously, composite decking kind of plays with both these things. It's eco-friendly because many brands, Trex included, 95% recycled materials. Other brands in and around there, 92, 96, whatever it might be. They've all got their enviro message that they are able to communicate, and easy to maintain. These things are all capped with pure plastic layers, which means they don't stain, they don't fade, etc. So it's easy to kind of wash them off and keep them looking pretty for years and years. The message here, according to industry insiders, sustainability will be a cornerstone of home design and the products consumers are seeking in 2022 as homeowners assess the environmental impacts of their homes and purchasing decisions. Equally important are materials that are easy to maintain without requiring a lot of time, effort, and expense. Hard to argue with that. What do we got here? TC Deck says, do people really give a shit about the eco-friendliness of composite decking? I feel like that's just another part of virtue signaling. Well, that's a pretty aggressive message there, hey? In my opinion, most do not, but there's certainly some that do. I've talked to the odd customer that did not want to use PVC decking because they read that PVC decking used virgin plastic and they wanted something that was more friendly for the environment. We've had people that have chose composite or even that Moso bamboo because it's got a green message behind it. It's not, there's no deforestation behind it. So there are people that appreciate the enviro angle for sure. And I think that's probably a growing number of people, but it's a small fraction right now. If you took the same deck board to 10 people and it was the exact same deck board and you said, but this one's all virgin plastic and this one is actually a bunch of recycled material, but the recycled material one costs more, probably 9 out of 10 people would just save the money and go with the one because, like you said. And Precision Construction says there's people in Colorado that care about it. For sure, it would matter where you're selling the stuff too. Absolutely. You're selling it in, here in Saskatchewan, for example, probably less green conscious than people in British Columbia or Washington or something, right? Closer you are to nature, the more you care about nature, I guess, right? Number 5, curve appeal. So I don't know about this one, but Trex seems to think that this is the year that curves start coming back. I think it's a bit early, personally. But what they're saying here is that there's been an increased demand according to contractors, increased demand for arched windows, doors, and openings, along with curved footprints for porches, decks, and walkways for landscaping. Basically, those curves kind of had their, not that they've gone anywhere. It's just that I feel like they're the trendiness or the desire that people are kind of wanting curves because it's different has kind of settled down a bit. But they're projecting that in 2022 that's going to start to come back and that people are going to want to start heating up their deck boards and making curves again. Certainly a nice way to soften some lines in the backyard if it fits within the architecture or the landscaping of your house, then why not? So I don't know that I saw anything in 2021 to suggest that that's becoming a more popular thing again, but it's certainly still out there. TC Decks, maybe we're just less happy here in Utah, or just dicks. Number 6, outstanding outdoor kitchens. So I think this is one of the primary alternate uses of a outdoor living space. When we start talking about like expanding the use and bringing the indoors outdoors, it's kind of like, what's the first usable space that you don't have outdoors that you want to add out there? It's like, it's a kitchen. You want to be able to do your like you have your barbecue, but you want to have a prep counter and a sink and maybe a fridge and all that stuff out there. Just, if you don't have to make 15 trips inside out, then it's nice to have a little kitchenette area outside that you can do everything outside. So obviously Trex has their outdoor kitchens line that they're promoting here as well, but there's obviously a variety of kitchen component manufacturers out there that range it from moderately affordable to insanely expensive. And so there's something kind of out there for everybody. And the option too, to just kind of custom carpentry something together as well by using your barbecue and popping off the side tables and putting in some built-in counters and whatever you want is certainly one way to get there too on a budget. So, because you can use up a lot of your scraps too by building those little counters and whatever else. So it doesn't have to be super expensive. Trex says homeowners everywhere have invested more in their kitchens than ever before, both indoors and out, as demand continues to soar for all things al fresco. From luxury grilling stations and elaborate bars to specialty features like pizza ovens, smokers, and refrigerated storage, demand for cabinetry is also on the rise. I do feel, and maybe it's my age, because I'm now 40, and this is what 40-year-olds do. I do feel, I'm almost 41. I do feel like smoking foods has seen a big resurgence. And so the nice thing about smokers is that they don't have to take up a lot of room. You can get some smaller, kind of like the Bradley style smokers that take up very little room, or even the green egg type smokers. They don't take up a whole lot of room. You can kind of integrate them into a kitchen cabinet area and go to town. They don't, they're give you a different cooking experience than just a straight up barbecue, take up less space than a barbecue. So they can be a nice addition. What are we seeing here? TC Decks, didn't Trex announce they were dropping their kitchen manufacturing partnership? I don't think so. So they used to have a partnership with NatureCast, and they dropped that one. But that was a year or two ago already. And then they got into another partnership with Danver stainless steel cabinets. And I didn't look, but I assume that they're still with them. I haven't heard of any other change that's happened since that one. But they did end their relationship with NatureCast. So maybe that's what you're recalling hearing. Quickly, Dex, sorry guys, just joined. Where's the report from? I wouldn't call it much a report. It's an advertorial article they released just as a PR release. And it's these 6 outdoor trends for 2022 that they're expecting. So that's the last one. There was only 6 outdoor kitchens. So what are you guys seeing? Like the contractors that are in the chat right now that I'm here by myself and talking to myself because Brace left me on an island here. What are you guys seeing? Are you seeing some of these trends? Do you buy into all this stuff? Do you think, I think the one I'm expecting to see the least amount, they're all pretty obvious, I think. They've all been trending for a while, but I'm not sure that the curves are seeing an uptick again from where they were a couple of years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. Precision Construction says smokers are where it's at. I just got my smoker probably 2 years ago or so. And yeah, it's definitely added a new element of supper time into our house. I love being able to just throw something in the smoker and walk away from it. And that's what I worried about when I first was thinking about buying one. Is I don't want to have to watch this thing all day and make sure. I don't want to do that. But I got a digital one with the controls, everything. You just put the pucks in, you press the button, you walk away, and it's done. So it's pretty sweet. TC Dex says he's been bidding a ton of pergolas. So yeah, those have become very popular, especially too as there's some products coming out into the market that are more DIY friendly, that people can, and affordable. And like it was mentioned in the article, that's a way to really define a space and give you a usable space that kind of feels more cozy, feels a little bit more separate from the rest of the deck, and helps just kind of define that this is the seating area over here under this pergola, and over there is a barbecue zone or whatever. So rather than just having this big blank canvas of nothingness. Definitely under deck waterproofing, says Quigley. And so we talked about that too, with the rain escape or zip up system, whatever you want to use, but utilizing that space underneath your deck, especially if it's a walkout, because then you can actually have usable functional space for yourself. But even if it's a lower deck, you can use that space for shed storage type things. So instead of carving out another 150, 200 square feet for a shed in your backyard, you could put that underneath the deck and use space that's basically a dead zone now anyway, because the deck's covering it. And if it's not tall enough to walk under and use for your personal self, then you might as well use it for storage. So that's probably about it for that little topic there. Some guys in the chat talking about their smokers, some Traeger champs. Those guys are passionate about their smokers, Traeger fans. So if you think you see any trends that are coming up that we didn't talk about in Trex's thing there, feel free to shoot us a message, because we can do another episode of this later. Maybe we should compile our own list between the contractors that are out there on the field doing this stuff day to day, what you're kind of starting to see people ask for. I think pergolas are the obvious thing. Pergolas and that dry storage are two really obvious things. So Anyways, we appreciate Trex putting this list together because it makes our job easy and it gives us a discussion point, and it's good to see other perspectives, and they obviously do their homework with a variety of inputs. So Quickly Deck says, can I add more? People are turning the underdeck into a screen porch. Yeah, I've seen that too. Little screen room under the deck. It's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about the roof portion of it then too, right? Probably reduces the cost a little bit. So that's good. So anyways, if you have anything else to add, just shoot us a message. And if not, then it's time for us to get out of here. And I got to reach all the way across here to hit this button because Bryce took off of me and he's supposed to be the DJ. But he had stuff to do, so we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Ultimate Deck Podcast. Now you know what we're about. Check the site, come and shop. UltimateDeckShop.com. Hit us right away for sponsorships, or tell us if you want to collaborate. Let's go. Check us out on any social networks. Thank you for listening.